A new opus means new decks. I already built a few and decided to take the following one to our first local tournament. This is my revisited Opus 10 updated Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Ice deck. Lightning and Ice are the typical elements for a Final Fantasy XIII based deck, and with the new Opus 10 cards I decided to revisit the archetype again and came up with a deck that still needs a bit of tweaking, but I think it's still pretty viable. So yeah, first off we're gonna go over the cards themselves to just see what's in the deck exactly, and then we're gonna head over to have a look at some footage I captured at the locals. And then to end off this video I'm gonna talk a bit about my experience with the deck, what I learned from the tournament matches, and how it can still be improved. To prevent the video from getting far too long, I'm not gonna go over every card, but just like the general ones and a few decisions. So if you have more questions about it, then leave a comment below. If there's a card that seems a bit odd, don't know. Just leave a comment below and ask away. The stars of the show definitely are Sarah and the new Noelle. Sarah's entry ability can help closing out the game, and her second ability keeps your enemies forwards, ideally frozen all the time. Noelle gives Sarah some more protection and can attack twice each round. Obviously we want to include many Final Fantasy XIII characters into the deck and attack fast and hard. That's why I decided to include the following backups. Jill Nabat to freeze 2 forwards and possibly dull freeze 1, she's super punishing as EX burst. Lightning to ideally give Noelle haste when he enters the field. Snow to dull our opponent's forwards when attacking, and Morg 13 as our searcher backup. As an additional Final Fantasy XIII forward, of course Sage Rains comes to mind, and I also included the new Dendrobium, which is a Final Fantasy XIII character, like a monster, and you can use it for Sarah's second ability because it doesn't need to get dulled to use its ability. I then filled the rest of the spots with aggressive, hasty or control forwards, summons and backups. I also decided to put in Skyla and Bahamut Zero as countermeasures against Fear Thanos, of course. Because it was the first tournament, I don't know if there would be thousands of him or maybe none, so better be sure. Zalaria can deal with him as well and generally fits in pretty well, as we want to dull as many forwards as possible anyway. So that's it for the deck itself, let's see how it performed. Okay, so straight away I didn't perform too well. I ended up only winning one of the 3 matches, but I wasn't too salty about it because I had a lot of fun playing something I usually wouldn't play. The first match was against a rather strange mono ice deck, focusing on discard and with a bit of control. The first game was super frustrating because I was stuck in a discard loop with only having one backup out for a very long time. I ended up forfeiting that one because it was just too boring to play. And I actually would have gotten a Shiva X-Burst on the 6th damage, that would have helped me out, but I guess that's again a lesson learned, never forfeit. In the second game I knew what to expect and focused on setting up a backline and then rushing him down. With the help of another Shiva X-Burst, it was an easy task. In the third game I noticed what my deck was lacking. An easy kill option. He played Kuja really early and that one stayed on the field for the rest of the game. So after having a solid backup line, I started playing more and more forwards because that Kuja in combination with Snow was really making the game more difficult than it should have been. After a long back and forth, I drew Sage Rains, whom as another Final Fantasy XIII forward, I was able to give haste for the final blow. The second match was a funny one, to say the least. I was actually playing against a deck that featured the new 1CP Onion Knights. And it worked. We actually both had a lot of fun playing the game, and here I really began noticing the lack of removal of the deck. It's nice to be able to freeze a lot of forwards, but if the opponent has like literally 20,000 forwards, it's not a viable option anymore. Very early on, he managed to get his 4 different colored backups to power up his Onion Knights. I tried controlling the board as much as I could, but it just didn't work out at all. But I played Dendrobium very early on and managed to capitalize on it as a dullable character for Sarah's second ability. And then a super hilarious play happened where he used the new Seed Earth backup while having 6 forwards on the field. He dealt 24k damage to my Sarah. What the fuck? Needless to say, I lost that game, and the one after as well, as I just didn't manage to get a hold of that many forwards. Let's just say that my deck was pretty unfavorable against his. Okay, well. And that damn Zalera doesn't kill 1 CP forward. Ah! Why is number 1 such an asshole number? And if it wasn't too obvious already, I played against a World of Final Fantasy deck, and the problem was not that I didn't manage to control his forwards, but rather that damn Ryan's third ability. The 4k damage his forwards were able to do when attacking was enough removal to make it impossible for me to win this matchup with the deck in its current state. I actually built a WoW deck myself, so I knew what to expect, but this was the first time playing against one. In the first game, it just took me too long to get enough forwards on the table that would have been able to pressure him a bit more. I also have to say that I played that Kuja wrong, I should have used his Dull Freeze on Brandelis instead, but I forgot that he had Brave. In the second game, my opponent actually said himself that he made some huge misplays in the beginning, but I didn't draw the right cards to be able to punish him for that. With no backups on the field, I tried to rush him down, but in the end it didn't work out and my field got wiped. At one point I drew a Nero, and if only I had an ice forward on the field, I would have been able to close out the game with that one extra haste forward. But I guess luck is just part of the game. So yeah, with a record of 1 win and 2 losses, the deck didn't really perform too well, but as I said already, I had fun playing it and I definitely will tweak and test it a bit more. I'm definitely impressed with Jill Nabat. She is one of the MVPs of the deck, as I managed to freeze a lot of forwards with her. Keeping her in your hand for the moment the opponent attacked and then playing her really is a great punishment. One thing I want to try is maybe replacing the backup Snow with the forward one that allows you to search and play a lightning, the lightning card of the deck. With that I could also reduce the number of lightnings in the deck to 1 or 2, only because I have a searcher for her now, and which is actually a forward. So maybe worth thinking about. Optimizing the backup line in general and looking for a few more direct removal options would be not bad, I think. I gotta say, I definitely underestimated this Squall. I wish I had one more copy of him in the deck, as there were times I desperately was hoping to draw him. And that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. Try the deck out yourself and maybe improve it yourself as well. Tell me in the comments below if you are playing this deck or how you would improve it, or if you don't like it at all, whatever. Always interested to have some conversation going here. So yeah, again, that's it. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it and thumbs down if you didn't. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because there's more content coming. I have something really cool planned for the next video probably. Yeah, so see you in the next video. Bye bye. Outro, go!